Make sure you watch this video until the very end, because what you're about to see was never meant to be seen. This isn't a recap. This isn't a theory someone posted on Reddit. This is a leak, a pattern, a truth so disturbing. It might change everything you think you know about the Sudiksha Konanki case. This video includes images that were scrubbed from the internet, footage that was never aired on national TV, and an eyewitness account from the scene that might just be the final missing piece. And no, you haven't seen this anywhere else. Let me show you what I mean. Have you seen this image? What about this one? And this one? Let's go deeper. Have you ever seen this? You haven't, and there's a reason. Because no one is showing you this. No one is talking about this. Until now. We've already had 2 videos flagged. People don't want this information out. So if this video disappears tomorrow, at least you'll be subscribed to know where we're taking it next. Don't wait. Click that button now, before they shut us down. Let's dive into this case. According to Dominican local news, Joshua, the last man to see her alive, might have strangled her during a heated argument. Both were drunk. Things escalated. Some say he panicked, dug a hole in the sand, and buried her. But here's where falls apart. Authorities brought in specialized cadaver dogs, heat sensors, and search teams. Nothing. No scent. No evidence. And the tides? Not strong enough to carry her away. So if he buried her there, where is she? Unless that's exactly what someone wanted you to believe. To truly understand what could have happened to Sudiksha, we have to break this down, piece by piece. Because when we lay out the theories based on local reports and expert analysis, you'll see how deep this really goes. And trust me, what you'll see at the end of this video will leave you absolutely speechless. Let's dive in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, this is your moment. We're bringing you the kind of content others don't dare to touch. Bold, fresh, and one of a kind. By subscribing, you're not just joining a channel, you're becoming part of a movement. And hey, it means the world to us. Let's grow together. Let's say Joshua drowned her and threw the body into the ocean. Simple, right? But not so fast. According to Dominican marine experts, the ocean in that area is extremely diverse and unpredictable. Currents shift rapidly, tides are strong, and in some regions, sharks are common. If a body sinks deep enough, it may never float back to the surface. It could get pulled into underwater caves, stuck in reef formations, or worse. But then again, some experts say, depending on how she was drowned and what condition her body was in, she could have floated back within 24-48 hours. So if that was the case, why hasn't anything surfaced? Why hasn't a single clue been found? Something's off. Theory 2. Let's say something far more disturbing happened that night. Let's say Joshua wanted to get intimate, and Sudiksha refused. The situation escalated. He grabbed her neck and strangled her. Panic set in. He didn't know what to do. So, according to local speculation, he started digging. At first, shallow, then deeper. Maybe 3 to 5 feet, just enough to bury a body and cover it up fast. And here's where it gets darker. He took longer than expected to return to the hotel. Why? Could it be that he was still out there, finishing the burial? This is a theory pushed by local Dominican news, and they suggest this may be the real reason he delayed his return that night. It wasn't panic. It was a plan. Theory 3. Now brace yourself. According to Esto No Es radio show, one of the most well-known investigative radio programs in the Dominican Republic, from January to March of this year, there have been numerous reports of missing persons, many of which are still unresolved. That doesn't mean there's a pattern, but it does raise questions, especially when cases seem to vanish without a trace. And in Sudiksha's case, with international attention, cameras, search teams, and pressure, how is it possible that there's still no sign of her? We're not just talking about a disappearance, neither judging Joshua or local authorities, but we're talking about a vanishing that makes no sense. No alert, no warning. No one saw her leave. And yet she was gone. Completely. So either something went horribly wrong that night, or someone has been working very hard to make sure we never find out what really happened. But here's the thing. We're not buying the silence. And after what we're about to show you next, you won't either. The following videos you're about to see have been shared publicly by local news sources in the Dominican Republic. These clips include real testimonies, news coverage, and interviews with people close to the case. But a word of caution. Some of these statements are extremely sensitive, emotional, and may be difficult to hear. They are all presented in Spanish, but once the clips conclude, I'll break everything down for you, summarizing the key points and translating what truly matters. Feel free to use your own translation.
An incinerator was found. All kinds of animals are cremated there. And you know who works in these Haitian incinerators? A few meters from the beach where his Ninka Conan disappeared.
An incinerator was found just minutes away, where all kinds of animals are burned. And guess who works there? Haitians, just a few meters from the very beach where Sudiksha Konanki disappeared. Wait, you thought that was it? This is just getting started, because what you're about to hear next will blow your mind. Locals are speaking out, testimonies are surfacing, and yes, we have the video, so don't blink. What they're saying next changes everything.
This tragedy was also the subject of predictions by mediums and
because the woman is still alive, is in a place called the Roman, there in the Dominican Republic, that the parents have already decided not to look for her yesterday or today, to be notified that the girl is still alive, who was taken away by two black men on a motorcycle.
They start out as if to make sensual kinds of games. She feels uncomfortable and he manipulates her, but in a toxic way. Arbitrary, as if without measuring the force he has. In the midst of these situations that have to do with the emotional part of it, he grabs and it's as if he wants to rape her. He makes this management towards her and I, gentlemen, felt it when he
hangs what I see. She on the same day that disappeared. So look, I see two men, one white and one brown. Are those the two men I see carrying that body of her? And that body disappearing where?
look how the rod is moving, right? It's very slight. Okay, he's alive, is kidnapped. So we found that she is indeed alive, but may be at risk.
The last time they saw her, even the person who was with her in her last 8 hours, to put it that way, saw that he could have had her or he could have kidnapped her.
Whether you believe these theories or not, one thing is undeniable. Sudiksha Konanki is still missing, and nothing here adds up. According to the latest reports from local Dominican news, it's been speculated that Sudiksha traveled to the Dominican Republic alone, and once there, she became close with a group of girls you see in that now viral footage. But hold on, because here's where it gets unsettling. At first, they said these were just new friends she made on the trip. But the truth? Some of those girls grew up with Sudiksha. They shared memories, vacations, childhood, milestones. They weren't strangers. They were the closest people to her. So here's the question that no one seems to want to ask. Why haven't they spoken publicly? Why haven't they posted a message, a memory, a tear? Why did they leave their best friend behind without saying a word? Would you leave your best friend missing on foreign soil and say nothing? Or is there something they're too afraid to say? This isn't just sad, it's suspicious. Here's where things get extremely interesting. According to multiple sources, including Dominican local news and U.S. records, Joshua Riibe may not be who you think he is. Because what they've uncovered is a background that's not just concerning, it's shocking. Unfavorable reports, troubling details, and yes, a record that raises serious red flags. Now, this isn't just speculation. We have the footage. What you're about to see is a clip from Dominican local news discussing these revelations, and for the first time, we've translated it into English so you can fully understand what's being said. Brace yourself, because once you hear this, you'll never look at this case the same way again. Here we go.
How old would he be there?
18? No, 18.
According to this Dominican news report, Joshua Riibe was involved in a dangerous police chase. It all started when an officer tried to pull him over for driving recklessly on the road. But instead of stopping, Joshua hit the gas. He didn't just speed off. He drove straight into another state with cops chasing him all the way. And it wasn't until he reached his local neighborhood in a completely different state that the police finally turned on their sirens and got him to stop. And during that chase, he tried to escape multiple times. According to local news outlets, he was extremely lucky. Lucky to be alive, lucky to avoid arrest. And some say, lucky to have been the last person seen with Sudiksha Konanki. Because here's the part that will really make you think. No charges, no arrest, no fine, nothing. Again, let's be clear, we're not here to judge. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty by a court of law. But we are here to ask the questions. How does this keep happening? Why haven't we heard more? And most importantly, do you think we'll ever truly find out what happened to Sudiksha Konanki? Before you scroll, stop. Because if you've watched this far, it means something inside you is saying, this isn't right. And you're not alone. Thousands of us are asking the same questions, feeling the same chills, and wondering, why isn't anyone talking about this the way it should be? So talk. Right now. Comment below and say what you really think. Because silence? That's how people like Sudiksha get forgotten. Let the world hear your voice. Let them see that we're not looking away. Drop your theory, your gut feeling, your raw reaction, right now in the comments. Thank you for watching.